Welcome to another edition of My Drive on the Cast 11 Podcast Network. How are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
I'm excited. We're going to have a guest call in today from Commander Gareth Braxton-Johnson of the Cottonwood Police Department. But first, let's talk about some of the stuff's coming up because it is Halloween heavy.
It is Halloween heavy for sure. We've got, from dances and costume stuff. And I'll start with the Halloween costume dance. It's going to be grab your dancing shoes, your best costume, come join in on the beautiful wooden dance floor. This is taking place in Prescott, October 28th from 5 to 8. The event, I've never been there before to that particular event studio. It's called the Social Dance Club, and that's out on White Spar. So I love dancing. I love dance floors. I think that's going to be a fun time.
I was going to do that one. You took that from me.
Did I take that from you?
You did. I was going to do dancing shoes. That's cool.
Oh, what do you want to take? What do you want to take from me? You want to take
No, that's okay. I'm going to be humble.
I thought I was doing all Halloween, all dark today.
It's all good. If you guys noticed the other day, there was a prescribed burn on Mingus Mountain. Nothing to worry about. Fire managers on the Verde Ranger District have a prescribed burn planned. About 1,275 acres started Tuesday, the 25th, and pending favorable conditions might go on for a while, but not a wildfire. It's a prescribed burn, which is good stuff.
Yeah, I always get nervous when I see those. And then
as long as it's not a big plume, nothing to worry about.
I always get nervous, and then I remember our guys got us.
So speaking of lights and things like that and fires, a holiday fire of sorts. That's a wonky segue, but we'll try it.
The Prescott. So enter your float in the Night Light Parade in Prescott Valley. It is coming up. You've got the theme this year. Let me just double check real quick. Now's the time to get your floats registered. It's December 3rd, which is part of the Prescott Valley's Winter Spectacular Celebration. So if you guys want to be in that, it's fun. It's quick parade, so I like that. It's just right here in downtown, right by the ranch, 6 o'clock, December 3rd. It's a quick parade. I like it because I can get in.
Is that a post-COVID? What is a quick parade? Is that like speed dating in parades?
It's like speed dating. It's
okay.
We've being a cheer coach, Storm has been in different parades. I like it because we can walk it in like 10 minutes. It's a fast walk.
Okay.
I like that. Because it's cold.
If it is cold, speed parade is my kind of thing.
Speed parade is my kind of thing. Not to be confused with the Prescott Parade, which is, I've walked that one a couple times, and that's a trek. You want to make sure you've got the good walking shoes on. Much bigger route there in Prescott.
Awesome. Going on to some other events, Dump the Drugs. This is an awesome event. This reminds me of hazardous waste that our cities and towns put on. These are always good events. This opportunity allows community to dispose of their unused and expired prescriptions or over-the-counter medications in a safe and easy way. Don't throw them out in the trash. They end up in our water supply, folks, believe it or not. Dump the Drugs. That's Saturday, October 29th. That one, do we know where that's at as well? Because I don't see it. You can search it on signalsaz.com, and I'm just looking at my summary here as to what town or is at region-wide.
Prescott Valley.
It's Prescott Valley. So Prescott Valley, Dump the Drugs, October 29th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Great program. Take advantage of it, folks. What else do we got, E?
We've got a lot of cool stuff going on this weekend. Getting back to Halloween, you've got the Finley Subaru Prescott Trick or Treat. That's going to be Saturday, October 29th from 3 to 6, right over here at Finley Toyota Center, next to the ranch. We also have the Halloween Haunting on the Green, which we will be at. That's going to be this Friday night. I believe that kicks off about 4 or 5 o'clock. Tons of candy, bounce houses. Get your picture taken with us. What I love about all of this is, as I always say, we're getting the trick or treat out of the way so we can watch football on Monday night. So keep that in mind. A lot of stuff going on Friday and Saturday.
Awesome. Speaking of other events, in the theatrical mode, Murder on the Agenda, a murder mystery dinner. The Prescott Mystery Company returns for another murder mystery dinner. Meet colorful characters, gather clues, and help solve a murder. That's Saturday, October 29th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. You can search that on signalsad.com for more information.
Those are super fun. I love the murder mysteries.
And I'll Go ahead. Keep going.
As I say, costume for kids,
Awesome.
5K fun run. Grab your costumes and join us at the courthouse square. You know your kids are going to have a ton of energy after all this candy. So take them down to the courthouse square. It's Saturday, October 29th from 9 to 12. Get them registered and have them do a fun 5K run.
Why don't you go keep going with some of the Halloween events you got on your roster?
I think we've got most of them.
Did you get into the line?
Oh, yes, we did.
Cool. Okay. You had so many there.
We had all of these going on. We've also got, it's like Bat Week. What is going on with Bat Week?
I don't know.
Heard about this?
Well, while you look for that, I think
Yep.
we got a caller coming in. Let's talk to him. We are honored today to have Cottonwood Police Department's Commander Gareth Braxton-Johnson calling in on the phone today. Sir, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Well, you got something special coming up in Cottonwood, and we love Cottonwood. A lot's going on there. I'm personally over there a lot. Love Old Town. Love the food and the drinks and the winery. And you guys got a lot going on as a town. But you got something going on this Friday, October 28th, a National First Responder Day, and I was wondering if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, and I think over the course of my 23-year career, it's one of those days that obviously has a special place in my life, personally and professionally. But I guess more importantly, it's a recognition of the sacrifice and the service, not only that law enforcement in general give to the community, but the support that the community gives to law enforcement. Because
Awesome.
obviously we know through hundreds of years of experience that we can't do it alone. We rely heavily on the community for that support, and they essentially allow us to do our jobs. And without them, we wouldn't be nearly as successful and have some of the successes that we do. So it's a day to recognize that commitment, that partnership, and that service to community, and the recognition that it takes a whole community to keep our community safe.
Awesome. Appreciate that. So just to be clear, because I don't know, and maybe this would help our listeners as well, you're a commander in the Cottonwood Police Department. Is that the chief of Cottonwood, or is that over the chief, under the chief? Just to understand who you are for our community. Explain to us what you do. What's your responsibilities?
So that is a executive level position within our organization. So it is below the chief of police, who is Chief Steve Gazelle. And he's been there about 5.5, 6 years now. And I am one of two commanders within the organization. I'm currently assigned to the Support Services Division that has the majority of our professional staff, along with our Regional Communications Center, our Investigations Unit, our Professional Standards Unit, our Victim Advocacy, volunteers, and Property and Evidence Department. So that's my side of the house, so to speak. Our other commander has our Uniform Patrol Division, which are the officers that you see out on the streets that are patrolling the streets of Cottonwood. Sure. And we both work beneath our chief of police, Chief Gazelle.
Awesome. So how can we as citizens celebrate the National First Responders Day? Where I go with it is, what would our police officers really appreciate, and the families that support them?
You know, we're very blessed and fortunate to work in a city, county, and even state that supports law enforcement in general. And I think for myself, and I certainly don't speak for all of law enforcement, but it's the small things, it's the little gestures that I see on a daily, almost weekly basis whenever I'm in uniform. And it's just something as simple as saying hello, or a wave, or a smile, or what we like to call positive non-law enforcement contacts.
Sure.
And I think, to put that in the context, anytime that law enforcement can have community interactions, regardless of who initiates those, it's outside of what people normally associate us with, which is a trauma response, or when someone's having either the worst day of their life or experience a traumatic event. So the more we can increase those situations or those small gestures, whether it's a wave or a, hey, thank you for what you do, I think the better off we are, and the more we're able to make real and authentic connections with the community.
Sure. Does when you pull up to a stoplight next to a police officer, does it count to roll down your window and say, "Hey, do you want to race?" Does that work? Because I do that sometimes. I get a laugh.
Well, if you're within the speed limit, you won't get any grief. But,
0 to 45 in 1 second, as long as I don't bust 45, right?
Right.
I don't. No, you guys are great. So, next question I have is we're Cottonwood, Prescott Valley, really event centric, right? Big groups, small groups, people that come together
Right.
quickly. It's something I always talk to my daughter about is, having a mindset in a group is, what is your emergency egress? Having your head on a swivel, being aware of your surroundings. At big events and community events, what do you recommend we do to stay safe, during our community events that we have out here? What is the ethos that the police departments are sharing?
Well, and it's been in place for several years now. I think even probably most notably after 9/11, but it's pretty simply, you've probably heard the term, if you see something, say something.
Right.
And that goes along with what you explained in terms of the situational awareness. I think it's pretty obvious that we don't live in the world we lived in 15 or 20 years ago. And so now more so than ever, it's important that everyone remain vigilant. Obviously, law enforcement is going to do our jobs and do it with the community support, but it's vitally important that we're working in tandem. So you're never going to hear, almost never going to hear any criticism or have any heartache or any issue for reporting something that's suspicious. And if
Right.
it just doesn't make sense, we would rather go out and investigate and determine it was nothing, as opposed to having a catastrophe or some tragic event occur because people thought they were bothering the police, or what they saw or thought was insignificant. And so, to boil it down in a nutshell, it's, if you see something, say something, and we'll take it from there and investigate it. And again, it's that partnership that we value and rely upon, because as much as we'd like to say or believe or give the impression that we're omnipresent and everywhere, we know we just can't be. And so
Sure.
in order for the community to stay safe, it's exactly what you explained, is to be vigilant, know your ingress and egress points. If something looks out of place or just doesn't sit right with your gut, trust it and let us go and figure it out.
Sure. What I'm hearing is, if you got some information or you're feeling something, the police officers, police departments want to know, and they'd rather err on the side of safety.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Every time.
So you've been around, you've seen a lot of events. You're in Cottonwood. I'm kind of jealous. It's a cool town. What is your favorite event, community event there in Cottonwood?
I had to think about this one for a little bit, but I think for me, it boils down to our Verde Valley Shop with a Cop. And
Nice.
if you're not familiar with it, every Christmas season, we partner with community groups, members from the community, and a whole host of volunteers in our business community to essentially do a Christmas shopping event for deserving children. And so
Sure. That's an awesome event.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic to see. And a lot of times when we pick the kids up, and you would think they would have a laundry list of items that they would want to purchase for themselves, and when you see the list, it boils down to a lot of times they're doing shopping for their family members or their sisters or brothers or their parents. And being a child of that age that may not have the same opportunities or access as others would, they're still in the giving spirit where they're not thinking of themselves. They're thinking of, their family members. And so to me, that just stands out as one of the signature events that brings the community, the police department, and local businesses together, that you just can't replace that or replicate that.
Absolutely. So that's what you would call a non-law enforcement contact. They have that same Shop with a Cop here in this region, and it's a great event. And it shows kids and families that you guys are approachable, because you folks have kids and families too. You're a part of the community. We really appreciate you being on. You've been quiet. You had any questions for the commander?
I was going to tell him I've got to participate in Shop with a Cop. Our cheerleaders have gone and helped the police officers shop, and it's always so funny you see these, big police officers with these little girls, and he's like, do you like this dress or do you like this dress? And it's just the cutest thing. I love that. And I just wanted to mention, your kids are watching as parents, and the way we respond to law enforcement. I always make sure if we see an officer, just at Maverick or something like that, it's always, be safe out there, have a great day. And, your kids see that, and you got to teach them to, if you get a ticket, that is your bad. You were driving too fast or whatever. And it wasn't, the officer's fault. So I really enjoy, how they interact with my granddaughter too. If they see her, and they always, all the police officers around here, how's your day? And so I just appreciate what you guys are doing in the community, and Cottonwood and Prescott Valley. It's just
awesome
we
stuff.
We have a different breed here for sure.
Well, Commander, we really appreciate you being on today. You guys are doing a great job out there in the city of Cottonwood. I always call it town because it's such a great place to go. It feels so close, tight-knit community, but it's the city of Cottonwood. Check out what they do out there. Check out Old Town Cottonwood. They're building some new apartments out there. Inspiration Cottonwood by the Fane Group coming. We know them. So again, thank you so much. And if you have time sometime, will you come back on?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate what you do.
Thank you both.
Have a great day. Take care, sir. So that was Commander Gareth Braxton-Johnson of the
awesome.
Cottonwood. Now we have some blue on our side in case we get in trouble podcasting.
I like that. Yeah. In case we break any FCC regulations or anything like that. We've got somebody in our corner.
So moving on to your favorite subject, E, is sports. And we had a pretty big rival game, crosstown rival game, Prescott Valley, the Bears and the Badgers. And we have some fans of Badgers in here. We have some fans of the Bears in here. They're staring at each other down. It's going to be a cat fight in about 2 seconds. What happened?
Here's what I think happened, because I wanted the Bears to win. Go Bears. My concern was their season is a tough one. They're not having kind of the season that they wanted. And Prescott is literally averaging, 40 to 50 points a game. I think what happened here, it's a divisional game. It's your crosstown rivals. 20-14, they went into overtime. So
the Utes were at it.
Yeah, 2 Utes.
The Utes were at it.
I just had to throw that in there for our sound engineer. He knows why.
Yeah. So our Bears prevailed. So it was
Go Bears.
I should have just stayed true to the Bears, because I was like, I think Prescott's going to take it. But I think it's just a very emotional game for
somebody
both sides.
has to win. I'm sorry.
So, and it went to overtime. It was, but it's funny to see the back and forth. I think it's all in good humor.
It is back and forth. Yep. Sometimes the Badgers win. Sometimes the Bears win. It's a mammalian contest.
Well, Bradshaw's 4-3, and they're going to Coconino, so that's going to be cool. And
what's that team?
Coconino? The Coconino. What are they? I don't know.
Cocos?
Yeah, the Coconino Cocos.
The Coconino Cocos. Okay.
Oh, Panthers. They're probably better than the NFL Panthers. So
okay.
That's really
do you need to speak about the NFL?
Do you want me to say? I'm happy to do so.
We're in sports, and
I
you
will
are
let you know,
our sports expert.
Prescott is 5-2, and they're taking on Lee Williams, which is also 5-2. Okay.
Congrats to both teams they're both kicking butt this year. It's a great rivalry, and it's also a great performance by all teams, coaches, families, all their support.
Mm-hmm. I had no faith in the Cardinals last week, and I'll be the first to say it. I was wrong. It was wrong. Cardinals.
Is that the Fonzie wrong? I don't know if anybody's old enough in this room to know the Fonzie wrong. Cecilia's got the blank stare.
Like,
Happy
that?
Days. Have you ever seen that
Fonzie?
show?
What's
okay,
Fonzie?
Happy Days. There was Fonzie. You know Fonzie, Henry Winkler. And Henry Winkler's character, Fonzie, was never wrong. And when he had to admit he was wrong, we'd go, I'm wrong. So that's a Fonzie wrong. Go ahead. Sorry for that
So I was
segue.
I was mistaken.
Rabbit hole.
I was wrong. So they did win. I was as shocked as anybody. But I think even Cardinal fans right now are a little shocked. So they are taking on the Vikings this week. Vikings, I think, are 5-1, 6-1. So good luck, Cardinals. I'm gonna just say you're gonna win, but no,
You're probably
it's not gonna happen. It's not
wrong
gonna happen.
again.
I will tell you that your $1 quarterback only scored 1 touchdown and only had like 200 yards. So it wasn't like a Joe Burrow type of day who had over 400 passing yards and 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. But
Being
we'll get there.
passive aggressive in your football coverage.
Well, Kyler Murray's paid $1 billion and Joe Burrow's on a rookie contract, and we've seen what he's done. So keep going.
I think the latter's probably doing pretty good.
I think the latter's doing pretty good as long as he can stand up and not get sacked 650 times a game. We're good to go.
Awesome. Any more sports?
I think that's it.
That's it?
Covered it all. So
I'll
go
cover the next
Cardinals.
2 W's. The
Go
first
Bears.
is water, and the other one's weather.
Nice.
Construction begins to replace parts of the failing line and build 2 water treatment plants. The Grand Canyon water backbone is getting a major overhaul. The project's completion date is 2027, and planners expect minimal disruption to water supply or distribution, which I would hope so, based on the fact that we don't have a lot of it going around anyway. Moving on to the other W, I was just talking about this to my wife because we're going to need our tractor that we've ordered sooner rather than later at the ranch. A triple dip La Nina is expected for this upcoming winter, which means drier conditions at a time when Arizona could use rain the most. I'm going to say it's going to be opposite that, at least
think
where
so,
we
too.
are. I think we're going to get a lot of snow. What do I know? We've been getting a lot of rain still. The Climate Prediction Center in Washington, D.C. released their winter outlook report for December through February on October 21st, and their predictions indicate that the ongoing drought in the Southwest could get worse, which I believe it could, but I also think for some reason we're going to get a lot of snow this winter.
Well, I'm always right. So I also agree with you, unless we're talking about Cardinal football.
So that covers the 2 W's. Then they are related, weather and water.
Weather and water. But you know what I've got? Puppies.
You got puppies? Everyone likes puppies.
I've got sky puppies, though. Do you know what those are?
No.
It's gross. It's a creepy, cute sky puppy. It is Happy Bat Week, Arizona. So heads up, Arizona International Bat Week. And they call them
Batman
sky
smiling.
puppies. Sky puppies. Yeah, these are his pals.
Sky puppies with rabies. Yay.
Yay. So this starts this Monday and it lasts through Halloween. It started this week and it lasts through Halloween. So 28 different species of bats. Did you know that? Just in our state, native to our state.
So many people don't know this because they don't associate our nickname for our podcasting engineer, multimedia producer, Austin, aka Batman Morrison, not to be confused with the deceased singer. You have 2 names. You have Research Guy, and you are alive, and you have another nickname, Batman. And your name Batman is because you produce videos in the dark.
That is correct. Yeah.
But you're not inverted, so you maybe half Batman.
Sometimes.
So since it's Happy Bat Week, and you're also the Research Guy, Batman, what is the most prominent bat species in Arizona? It's some type of fruit bat, my guess.
You think fruit? Guess. I don't know. I mean, there's 28.
I see them eating insects. I guess they'd be insect bats if that.
Let's see.
What is the most prominent bat in Arizona? I see them at dusk chasing insects in the air at my ranch all the time.
Number 1 is the big brown bat.
The big
triple
brown
B
bat.
Scientific.
And is that does it eat fruit? Is it insects? Is it a vampire? I don't think we have vampire bats in Arizona.
We might have a couple, I think. I'm sure.
We're trying to teach
Land
our
of
listeners
Sun.
a little biology today.
Yeah.
Now they go for beetles. I guess
Beetles.
the cucumber beetle is their favorite.
So they like
Nice.
vegetables.
So vegetables, yeah.
So it is a big brown beetle-eating bat that prefers the cucumber
Right.
beetle.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do all bats carry rabies, or is it like a bat or two have the rabies?
I don't know.
Not sure on that. It does say though that rabies are common in bats, but with the big brown bat, it's not that common.
Because they eat beetles, and beetles probably don't
carry rabies. Yeah.
So you just learned something about bats and beetles and big brown flying things, which sounds kind of gross.
Nice.
You want to segue to something lighter, like in fair, as in like Awesome Raptor 11?
Awesome Raptor 11. Still thinking about that bread. Can't get it out of my mind now. You know, I want to start dropping the word charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
What
Can you
is
spell
a
that?
charcuterie? I mean, I'm
I'll
just
give you $50 if you spell it right now.
CHARCUTTIERE.
I don't know. I don't even know how to spell it. That's why I challenged her.
CHACUTTIER.
No, they're all set.
Charcuterie.
Yes.
Damn. I almost got
Just saved $50.
You're close, though.
But
Yeah.
that was a pretty much a given that
I did a bunch
nobody
of
can
C's
spell
and
that.
T's and I's and U's. So charcuterie board, Austin. Let's see if we can hook that up.
I'll ask
Okay.
you again next week.
Yeah, I'll try to get it down.
Remember, it
So-
takes 6 times.
Yeah, 6
before.
times. There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's you,
No.
Batman.
So this Friday, 5 to 7, send your kids off and trick or treat and go have some wine over at Raptor 11 at the
With a
ranch. With the
charcuterie
charcuterie board. They got great food. And then you've got, what else we got going on? So we've got that. I think
Well,
we
you got
covered.
some podcasts.
We've got
you can talk
podcasts.
about.
We're talking about candy. Let's talk about this week on Granite Mountain Behavioral Healthcare Power of the Mind podcast. We discuss how trauma can affect weight loss and mental health throughout the year. Throughout your life.
And that's a great show, by
Yeah.
the way. You can
love
find
it.
it on any of your platforms where you get your podcasts. Just search on whether it's your Google Podcast, Spotify, whatever, Power of the Mind on the Cast 11 podcast network. It's Easy E, Elicia Morigeau, and Greg, is it Groovy
Groovy.
Is Groovy Struvy? Knowledgeable dude, that guy.
Super smart.
So if you want to learn stuff about behavior and emotion and the mind, check out Power of the Mind on Granite Mountain Behavioral Health's
Sneak peek, we
podcast.
get a little dark for Halloween, so
Nice.
you're going to want to tune into that one.
Segueing to other podcasts on the Cast 11 Network, waiting on a phone call, we have, I have a tough time saying her name, Winona Ryder, calling in, supposedly Halloween Queen activist, former commune residents, I don't know what that is, and possibly guest host. Tune in to hear Ben and Mike discuss their actress, their Halloween memories, favorite hauntings, and what to do in the local Prescott area for Halloween, and more on Waiting on
fun
a Phone
show.
Call on the
I got
Castle
to-
Podcast Network.
I got to sit in with those guys. It's fun.
Cool. And then you got the next one.
We've got Ken Lane, mountain gardener. He's we've got a survey of 100 local gardener reveals why they secretly like to garden. So growing your own for the inner chef, mental and physical health, and many more.
So don't forget to check in with Cast 11 Podcast Network weekly on signalsaz.com to learn more about everything from Prescott area's podcast network in the entire region. And did you get Prescott Valley Haunting on the Green?
We talked about hunting on the green, but I forgot to mention our ultimate holiday guide will be hitting mailboxes in about a month. So we're trying to get that out to you guys right before Thanksgiving. If you've got an event that you want to get in there, just give us a call. Go to signalsaz.com or send us an email at ads@signalsaz.com.
So again, want a special thanks to Commander Gareth Braxton-Johnson of the Cottonwood Police Department and all that they do. And again, it's National First Responders Day this Friday, October 28th, for all those that have served and given all. So let's throw out a shout out to them and respect them. Thanks for listening to My Drive on the Cast 11 Podcast Network. Watch out for those roundabouts.
See ya.
I was going to do that one. You took that from me.